Hi, and welcome back to Hook Eat Up. This week's recipe is dedicated to all my vegan and vegetarian friends who have told me I don't cook enough for them. Now, this is a pan-roasted broccoli with raisins, nuts, and onions. I usually use this recipe as a side dish to fish or seafood dishes. I really like the flavors that the roasted broccoli brings in. And for all you guys who have kids who can't stand broccoli, I'm pretty sure they'll like this dish. Now let's show you how to make it. So for this recipe, you're going to need the following ingredients. You're going to need some extra virgin olive oil. You're going to need broccoli crowns with the stem still attached. So you want something that looks pretty much like this. You're going to need 2 wheels, about a 1/4 inch thick, of red onions, a tablespoon of pistachios, and a tablespoon of raisins. I'm using golden raisins for this recipe. Now to actually cook this should only take about 5 to 10 minutes. The longest part is probably having the water boil. So right now I have already brought my water up to a boil in a medium saucepan. And the first thing I'm going to do is just blanch these broccoli stalks. So in goes the broccoli, and we're going to blanch the broccoli crowns for 30 seconds. So I was always curious how the vegetables in Chinese takeout were always so crispy. And I went into a Chinese restaurant and actually watched them cook up broccoli. And what they did was exactly that. They just blanched the vegetables for 30 seconds before doing anything. So now that 30 seconds has passed, I'm gonna grab my strainer. I'm just gonna strain the broccoli right out. And then I'm gonna grab a plate. And on this plate, I'm gonna put a few paper towels. And I'm really gonna try to get the broccoli crowns nice and dry. We're going to put the broccoli down right onto the paper towels. And pat them dry. Now I'm patting them dry to make sure I get all the moisture out, because we really want these to roast. We don't want them to continue boiling when we put them back inside the pan. So as the broccoli is drying out, I'm going to reheat the pan with some olive oil. And we get that nice and hot until it starts to smoke. So by blanching the broccoli and then roasting it, you're ensuring that the broccoli doesn't get soggy. So it's going to be nice and crispy. It's going to still be vibrantly green. And then you're going to start to bring that nice caramelized flavor once you roast it. It's going to be really delicious. So now that this is starting to smoke, what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the broccoli in, florets down. You're going to want to get that nice sizzle going. Now once all the broccoli's down, the next thing to go in are the onion slices. We're going to put that right on top of the broccoli, and we're going to ensure that they don't burn that way, but they actually cut through. So once the onions are on top of the broccoli, the heat that's rising from the broccoli is going to start to soften those onions. And when I make the first turn of the broccoli to caramelize the other side, then the onions are going to be coming in contact with the pan and start to caramelize as well. So now that the florets have been roasting for about 2 minutes on one side, I'm going to give them a turn and allow the other side and the onions to come in contact with the pan. First thing I'm going to do is just top it with a little olive oil. Then I'm going to season it with salt and pepper. And then I'm going to give it a turn here. Now we're going to let that go for another 2 minutes just to get the other side roasted. And for the final minute, I'm going to be adding the raisins and then the pistachios right on top of the mix. Because the goal is not to bring the raisins and pistachios in direct contact with the bottom of the pan, because that might cause the two to burn and add a very bitter flavor to your dish. And just like that, the cooking portion of this recipe is done. Now that the broccoli is all roasted, it's time to plate it. Then I'm just going to grab this. Now this is as straightforward as it's going to get. I'm just going to plop this down. Just spread it evenly. And at the bottom, you're going to have all the raisins and nuts, warmed up, toasted. Let's make sure those come across the top there. Just a little olive oil on top. A fresh olive oil taste. A little shine. I'm just going to hit it with a little bit of salt one more time. And there you have it, your pan-roasted broccoli. Now you can serve this as a side dish or as a main course to your vegan and vegetarian friends. Now if you like this recipe, don't forget to hit that like button, leave your comments below, and subscribe to the channel. Now, I really appreciate you guys coming by Cook Eat Up. I really want your feedback, so let me know how you